Welcome, everybody, to this Week 5 NBL Network matchup of the NFC with the Detroit Lions versus the New York Giants. I'm your host, Sonny Weaver, alongside Lip Ripper as we get this ready for this Battle of the Titans. Two top offenses going at it tonight, Lip. What do you expect to see from both sides in this matchup?
Well, I definitely expect to see a ton of offense. You know that Matt Stafford is going to come out firing. This offense is rolling. They're 3-0. They are pounding the ball through the air, and it is going to be a lot of offense from the Detroit Lions. On the other side of the ball, I would also expect a lot of offense from the Giants, but the key for both of these teams is the defense. I think whoever lets up the less passing yards is going to be the team that comes out on top tonight. It's pretty tough because both of these teams are very good. Bridgewater and Stafford are top quarterbacks, so it's going to really rely on the defense.
So as John Madden once said, whoever scores more points by the end of the game is probably going to win. Matthew Stafford's going to go ahead and get to start this game off on offense, coming out of the huddle in a two-wide setup. Two wide, close to the left-hand side. It's going to be an outside run to Amir Abdallah, who's got a big hole out to the outside, breaks outside, gets run down at the 43-yard line, a big 27-yard run on first down for Abdullah.
That was a nice run. That was definitely something different from the Lions. They try to run the ball between 10 and 15 times a game. The running game is not their strongest part of their offense, but that's a great start. If they could run the ball, slow this game down, and have them in control most of the game, that'd be a great thing for the Lions.
Stafford back out in an I formation. Ebron split to the left there. It's going to be a fake to Abdullah bootleg action, but he's going to get sacked in the backfield by Moore, and that's going to be a loss of 10 on the play, and that was a big defensive stop there for the New York Giants, getting them out of their order there as far as down and distances.
Yeah, it looked like if Stafford could have just pulled that play action a little earlier. It looked like he had his tight end open there for a second, but he let the play action go too long, got sacked.
Three wide set for Stafford this time. Hopkins in the slot there, and he is their number one receiver so far this year. Abdullah in the backfield. Stafford's going to change the play at the line. Drop him back. Looking down the field, two streaking players there. Ebron comes down with the ball for a big catch, and that's going to be 25 yards there on 2nd and 20.
That was a nice high pass by Stafford there. That's one of those things that separate him from everyone else in the league. Most guys would have rocketed that ball right to his target there and would have thrown a pick, but Stafford throws a nice high pass there for Ebron.
Interesting there that two players were running to the same area. That's normally not a good thing, but it worked out there. As Abdullah takes a handoff on first down, he's going to stumble after getting hit late, but he's going to stumble forward for 5 yards, and good pickup there on first down.
Yeah, 5 yards that's 5 yards. The Lions will definitely take that whenever they're running the ball for sure.
So the Lions have kind of mixed it up this game. Like you said, they tend to want to be a pass-first team, but they've come out a couple times here on first down running, and I think that may have New York a little bit off balance. Anybody who follows NBL knows that New York does own the lifetime record against the Giants in NBL. Abdullah with the second handoff of this possession here, and he's going to get pushed down at the 37-yard line, about a gain of 1 there. Third carry of this possession.
Yeah, that 1 yard pickup there is kind of what you expect from the Lions in the run game, but they've had some better runs so far, and I don't want them to go away from it.
It's going to be shotgun set. Calvin Johnson is in the slot, but it's going to be a handoff to Abdullah, who gets tripped up. He had a big hole there, but does get the first down, but he saw daylight, and I think he may have gotten a little excited there.
I think that the Lions are picking up on the Giants' defense here. They're kind of playing back, expecting that heavy pass attack. Running there on third down was probably a huge shock to the Giants' defense. Great call by the Lions.
Once again, three wide set. It's going to be three to the left, tight end to the right. Abdullah flares outside. Stafford looking down the field, gets the ball off. Abdullah, I don't think, drags his feet, and they're going to say he's out of bounds there, but Jason Pierre-Paul was chasing Stafford down. He just had to get rid of the ball at that point.
Yeah, once again, another thing that sets Stafford apart. He was able to find a guy there, get the ball out at the last possible second. Even though it wasn't a completion, it wasn't a sack, and that's good news for the Lions right now.
So that's going to set up a 2nd and 10 here from the New York Giants 25-yard line. Stafford comes out. It's going to be a 3 tight end set. Hopkins out to the left. They're going to flip the play. Hopkins is going to go out to the wide side of the field to the right. Abdullah in the backfield. It's going to be a toss outside to Abdullah, who gets outside of one defender but gets brought down. It's going to be a gain of 2 on the play.
That was a tough run there. Not really sure I like that one, but they're just trying to get Abdullah the ball. They're trying to play it where the defense is not sure what's coming, and they're doing a good job of that so far.
Maybe a little outsmarting himself there, flipping to the short side of the field on a toss, but nonetheless, they're making their attempts here. Pistol set for Stafford, 3 wide set. Stafford drops back, shifts to the right in the pocket, dancing, running out of time, gets rid of the ball just barely, but that's going to come up as incomplete, setting up a 4th down and a field goal here for the Detroit Lions.
There's quite a bit of pressure there for only bringing 3 guys. That's what I said earlier with the defenses needing to step up and make plays, just getting enough pressure to where they don't, you don't need an interception, just to where Stafford cannot have all day to throw. And that saves you from a touchdown there, and the Lions walk away with a field goal.
So the Lions kick off, and the Giants are going to return 3 yards deep out of their end zone. They get out to about the 27-yard line, and that's where we're going to get to see Teddy Bridgewater come out. Bridgewater's having a good season this year. I believe he's 2nd currently in the league in yards per game. Having a good season. This offense definitely high-powered. Be on the lookout for Odell Beckham Jr. as he's having a great year this year. Bridgewater is going to come out, 3 wide set. You got Victor Cruz in the slot to his left. Milner, the running back in the backfield, who gets the handoff up the middle. It's down to the 30-yard line for a rush of 3 yards on 1st down.
I'm not sure if the Giants. I think that the Lions might be able to run the ball and trick the Giants, but the Giants running the ball here, I'm not sure if they're equipped to do that and have success on it.
So Bridgewater drops back on 1st down, throws it across the middle to Beckham, who's going to get right up to the 1st down in marker, and I think they're going to go ahead and give that to him, so they get a 1st down there on 2nd down, gain of 8 on the play.
That was a good read there, coming underneath those linebackers. That he had a guy right in his face, but he stood tall and he hit the crossing route and picked up a 1st down.
Bunch set out to the right, Bridgewater in shotgun, Mason out to the left by himself. Bridgewater throws it down the middle of the field to Odell Beckham Jr., who catches the pass for 20 yards and another 1st down into Detroit Lion territory.
I saw Bridgewater there had 2 guys wide open on those in cuts there. That was not very good defense in that bunch set by the Lions.
So far, seen a lot of man defense here by the Lions. It'll be interesting if they change that up or if that's the game plan for this game. Twin tight end set, 2 wide. It's going to be a handoff to Milner up the middle, makes cut back to the center of the field, and that's going to take him down to the 38-yard line. It's going to be a pretty good pickup on 1st down of 5 yards.
Yeah, that was a good cut there by the running back. A lot of guys want to take that to the outside, just instinctively thinking that that's where the space is, but he was patient and saw that hole and hit it for a nice pickup.
Bridgewater back out in shotgun. Once again, trips to the right, Mason to the left. Handoff to Milner, who gets tackled from behind. Great pursuit from the back end of the play by Ezekiel Ansah, and that was a good play there.
Yeah, that was a great read. He saw that coming across. He kind of played it to where he could cover the quarterback, but then he also had the speed to catch up to the running back and make a good tackle.
So we get the quarter defense here by the Lions. Milner in the backfield in a 2 tight end set. Bridgewater dropping back, looking downfield. Beckham has the ball but drops it. There's a flag on the play. It's going to be holding, but I think the Lions are going to go ahead and decline that.
Yeah, holding's not a good call there for the Giants. They've got to be able to keep up with the Detroit offense, and getting holding calls that are taking away opportunities for the offense is not a good way to start this game.
Yeah, that one's not too difficult, I guess, because they dropped the ball anyway, so that one's not going to come back to haunt them. But if that continues down the line, we could see some issues. Lions are going to go ahead and field the punt.
I think
That was
they're
a dangerous field. They're lucky that the Giants kind of bumped them there and didn't
yeah.
blow them up. Had that defender waited a couple seconds, he could have laid them out. So dangerous return there by Detroit.
Yeah, dangerous, but the special teams coach for the Lions always tells those guys to pick up whatever they can at any cost. So I think that they have confidence in those guys to pick up whatever yards they can.
That'll be something to watch as this game progresses. As Matthew Stafford comes back out, he's got a 3 wide receiver set. It's close on both sides with Abdullah in the backfield. Stafford's going to hand it up the middle to him, and that's going to be just a gain of 1 yard on the play.
I was just running the ball right into the teeth of the defense there. They had all those guys coming in, just didn't have any space there for Abdullah to cut to run and make a play. But still, I like the Lions coming out and running the ball. It's a nice mix of the offense here.
And as we say that, of course, they come out in a 5 wide set. Hopkins and Benson out to the left. Check that. Hopkins, Benson, and Brown out to the left. Motion into the backfield, and it's going to be a handoff that gets jet sweep, cuts back inside for a gain of 5. Not a bad play there, as they're still committed to the run, it seems.
Yeah, I really like that one because you see this Giants defense is really coming out and safe pass defense. So running the ball out of no halfback set is a good thing.
Going to be a 3 wide receiver set. Benson and Hopkins out to the left. Stafford drops back, looks out to Abdullah. It looks like it's going to be a face mask call there on Abdullah as well. Branch does face mask, pull on Abdullah's face mask, and that's going to be an extra 15 yards. So big play there by Detroit. In New York, the penalties are going to start catching up with them here soon, as they've had a couple between this drive by the Lions and their own drive. So Stafford comes out. Once again, 3 wide receiver set. Ebron off to the left. It's going to be a handoff. Abdullah gets to the outside. He's going to make a cut back inside down to the 41-yard line.
Yeah, once again, the Lions sticking to this run. It's definitely a lot different. You would normally see Stafford close to 150, 200 yards at this point, but they're sticking to the run game, and I really like what they're doing here. They've eaten up a lot of clock. They haven't let the Giants have the ball a whole lot so far, and they're picking up yards and putting up points.
And that's an interesting point. Obviously, Stafford, the 6-time MVP of NBL, not getting a bunch of playing time as far as getting to throw it, although he does throw it on that play out to Calvin Johnson for a pickup of 15 on the play, but it looks like Johnson's down hurt, and that could be a morale killer there for Detroit.
Yeah, Calvin's a little slower than he used to be, but he's still that big, good-handed receiver that can lock down passes for you. He's a very nice piece of the offense with the additions of Hopkins and Ebron, so we'll have to keep an eye on that. Hopefully he's not out too long.
Yeah, that could be a big loss because Hopkins and Ricky Benson, both under 6 foot, they don't have any big receivers really on this team without Calvin Johnson. They're going to flip the play once again. Hopkins going to go to the outside, right over to the left on the short side of the field. Abdullah in the backfield. Stafford's going to be a handoff to Abdullah, who gets he gets met in the backfield by about 3 Giant defenders, and they weren't tricking anybody on that play.
Yeah, kind of getting to that point where I think that the Giants might be showing it too much to where if the Lions and Stafford pick up on it, it could be big trouble for them. Or all those blitzes coming at them. The Giants want to protect against that heavy pass, but they keep showing whenever they're going to all-out blitz.
As we mentioned, the Lions haven't beaten these Giants yet in NBL, and I think they're trying to mix up the strategy here, but the best player on this team is Matthew Stafford, and they got to get the ball in his hands. It's going to be a 3 wide set along with Ebron split out wide. Stafford drops back looking across the field, and that's going to go to Ebron up the middle of the field down to the 6-yard line, and that was a good catch there by Eric Ebron and run after catch.
Yeah, definitely thought something other than man was coming there for the Giants, but Stafford makes a great read and puts it in.
Excuse me, that last one was Brown, 84 Brown, not 85 Ebron. And Abdullah gets blown up in the backfield. Big hit there, and we're getting some bad news out of the Detroit locker room. Calvin Johnson did break his ribs, and he will not be back in this game.
Yeah, that's a tough loss. Hopefully he's not out too long, but the Lions are going to have to figure out how to replace him. Maybe Ebron steps up in that space for the Lions.
So it's going to be a two wide receiver, two tight end set. Stafford flipping the play at the line, dropping back, looking nice sit down there by the tight end. It's going to get him right down to the 1 yard line, setting up 3rd and goal here for the Detroit Lions, leading 3-0 here in the second quarter.
Tim Wright has not been the biggest star for the Lions, but he's there for a reason to make good catches like that out of that number 2 slot tight end.
Going to be an I formation here. Dickinson in front of Abdullah. Stafford drops back to throw on 3rd and 1, and it's dropped by Ebron, and dangerous pass gets blown up, and that's going to set up another field goal here for the Detroit Lions.
Yeah, that's a scary call from the one to not try to pound it in somehow, whether it be with the fullback or something with the halfback. Hopefully they can figure out how to put up more points, but leaving that touchdown there, I don't know what that call was about.
Is Detroit outthinking themselves at this point? They're throwing when they should be running when they should be throwing, just because of the whole mind kind of screw that New York may have on them from a couple consecutive wins against them.
It's definitely possible. I think you've seen them run right at the defense, even whenever they've seen the blitz coming. I definitely think there's something to that. Hopefully they get it ironed out here soon.
Well, either way, Detroit's been the favored so far in this game, 116 yards to just 34 for this Giants offense. But on play action on 1st down, it's going to be thrown across the field, and Mason gets blown up in the middle, and that's going to be a drop on 1st down.
Yeah, see, that's the thing you just talked about there that I said from the beginning. Keeping the ball out of the Giants' hands is going to be a big thing for the Detroit Lions here, and they've done a very good job of that here through the first quarter and a half.
So we get a quarter set by the Lions defense, split set by the Giants. Teddy Bridgewater moving in the pocket, throws across the field, once again hit and dropped. Ball in a receiver's hands, and Coleman can't hold on to it. Giants having some issues here just keeping the ball from hitting the turf there.
Yeah, the Lions, I think, are getting really good hits at the right time, popping that ball out and putting them in a 3rd and long here for the Giants.
3rd and long, and the favorite receiver here, Odell Beckham Jr. So be on the lookout here as it's a split set, 2 in the backfield. Bridgewater drops back, looking, throwing down the field to Beckham, who once again drops the ball. 3 drops in a row for the New York Giants, and they're going to have to punt.
Yeah, that is not good. The Lions are really running the ball well. They're taking up a lot of time, and the Giants come out and they have 3 drops and then they punt. That is just not solid team play by the Giants here. And the Lions, it's not a lot of points, but they're definitely in control early on here.
I wonder if the weather at this point's an effect. It is raining down on the field, and that may be making that ball a little slick to hold on to. So maybe the Lions have the right ideas. Just keep running the ball and wait for New York to mess this thing up. It's going to be a pistol set for Matthew Stafford. 3 wide receivers. Walker out in the slot. Going to be a play action on 1st down to Abdullah. Throws the crosser to Walker, throws the crosser to, it looks like Benson across the field. And, it was the slot man Walker. So that's going to be a gain of 19 on 1st down. And good play action there after setting it up with a couple drives of running on 1st down.
Yeah, that was really good patience by Matt Stafford there. He saw, I think, the linebacker or the safety hovering around right after that the wide receiver made his break. He hung in there. He took a couple steps to the left, and then he put it on the money. And that's what you see Stafford doing. That's why he's been the MVP for quite a long time.
Stafford changes the play at the line. Drops back. It's a draw play to Abdullah, who breaks a tackle in the backfield, stumbles forward, and he turns what should have been a loss on the play to about a 5-yard gain. So good run there on 1st down by Amir Abdullah.
Yeah, I think that the Lions have it right with this run idea, but I would like to see them run more on 2nd down as well. I think they've come out and they've tried to run on 1st down and then pass. I'd like to see them mix it up a little more, depending on when they run and pass. But I think they have it right with this run against the Giants.
Two wide, two tight end set. Abdullah in the backfield. Stafford changes the play at the line, and it's going to be a handoff to Abdullah, and it's red all the way as it's a run blitz, and Abdullah gets tackled for maybe 1 yard on that play.
Yeah, there was just way too many guys coming through that hole. Uh, that linebacker came shooting right through there. He had no one in front of him, and he blew that play up. That was a great play by the Giants defense.
That's going to set up a 3rd and 4 for Matthew Stafford. Bunch set to the right, Benson to the left. Stafford drops back, throws it out to the flats to Eric Ebron, who's going to come up just about a yard short as the Giants rush to call a timeout and get this ball back and attempt to score before halftime.
Yeah, I think that was a good play. I like the safe, give the ball to the tight end in the flat. That was a good play by the Lions. Didn't pick up the first down, but it wasn't an interception. So now the Giants have to go a full length of the field in order to put up a touchdown. They're farther back to get a field goal. So I like the play by the Lions there.
Safe play by the Lions, and in between the running and the short passing game, it looks like the Lions' plan here is to let the defense do what they do. With that said, Teddy Bridgewater comes out, 3 wide set. Beckham in the slot and Mason in the slot. Cruz on the outside along with Hankerson. Bridgewater drops back. Beckham crossing the field, going to hang on to this one to the 34-yard line. Bridgewater chooses not to hurry it up, so they do huddle on here as the clock ticks down to 1:14 left in this half.
See, I was worried that ball was going to pop out again there. I thought I saw a big hit.
Bridgewater once again drops back to pass. Pressure in his face, throwing down the field to Coleman, who catches it and pulls it in, and that's going to be a touchdown by the New York Giants, who in about 40 seconds go from losing to winning this game, all on a big pass to tight end Iran Coleman.
Yeah, I can't believe that was open there. They just lined him up and let him go and fired it, and they took that full length of the field and put up 7 points. And now all that work that the Lions did that first quarter and a half is gone. Now that they're down by 1.
I think we're about to see MVP style Matthew Stafford here, as there's about 59 seconds left as the Lions bring it out. They're going to break to the outside, cut back to the inside, and Matthew Stafford's going to come out at the 23-yard line with 56 seconds and 3 timeouts. I expect to see this to be the form that we're used to seeing from Matthew Stafford.
Yeah, definitely. I don't think they're going to take that big touchdown let up by the defense too lightly. They're going to come out here firing.
3 wide set. Abdullah to the left of Stafford in the shotgun. Stafford's going to drop back, and the pressure's coming, but they pick it up nicely. Deep ball to the sideline, and I don't think he drug his feet as they're going to wave him out of bounds. Nice play, but Stafford just needed to keep it inside the out of bounds line.
Yeah, that was a really good play, really good patience, but it was just a tad too far, too outside.
Stafford once again, 3 wide receiver set. Brown on the inside slot. Stafford drops back, looking back to the outside to the left, and they make the catch and get out of bounds, and that does look like leading wide receiver Matthew Hopkins.
Yeah, he's a huge player. He came in and was a dominating force from day one for the Lions. He's a great player.
Stafford in the shotgun against the quarter set. No real pressure coming. Thrown down the middle of the field, and I think that receiver may have got alligator arms, as it looked like he could have made that play but chose not to do that. That was a business decision by that guy.
Yeah, I think he saw the hits that the Lions were putting on the Giants earlier in this half and said, no, thank you. He was not going to take that one right to the face.
Giants out in the quarters once again. Stafford in the shotgun. Abdul to his left, dropping back, looking down the field, catches the crosser. There he is, Matthew Hopkins once again on this drive. Hit the big catch down to the 30-yard line. Giants, the defense not holding up here as Detroit's moved into field goal range with 35 seconds left and 2 timeouts remaining.
Yeah, this is definitely that MVP Matt Stafford play here. You give them 1 minute, they're going to put up a touchdown, and they're driving the ball here.
Close formation, shotgun for Stafford. Abdul to his right this time. Changing the play at the line. Stafford dropping back. Deep downfield, no one's there, but he has to extend to pull it in and drag his feet, and he's going to be down at the 3-yard line. And what Could have been a touchdown if it was just a little less on it. Gets downed at the 3-yard line, but that's okay as Stafford gets first and goal with 30 seconds left. They
You
come out
have
in an I formation. Abdul in the backfield. Going to be a handoff up to Abdul up the middle, who sheds a tackle down to the 1-yard line as the clock continues to tick here, and Detroit's going to get to control this clock, it looks like.
Yeah, see, that was the play that they should have run the last time that they were on the one, and not that pass play. They could have had a bigger lead by now.
15 seconds and ticking here as Matthew Stafford lines up to hand off to the fullback Dickerson, and he does get into the end zone, and that's going to be a touchdown as Lions respond in 59 seconds to take the lead here going into half. 10 seconds left. Lions are up 13-7.
The Giants had a party of guys rushing through the middle there, and they just were on the wrong side, and they let that fullback walk past them in for a score. If you're the Giants right now, you are looking at your defense, just wondering how you played well through the first half and just got ripped apart in the last minute here.
I think you got to ask yourself, was that a function of the Giants or the Detroit Lions hampering their own progression there? As when the Lions started slinging it, the Giants really had no answer.
Yeah, none at all. And that's going to be interesting here for the second half to watch if the Lions actually come out and start slinging it like they know they can.
So probably looking at some sort of short quick play here is that there's not much time on the clock here. Bridgewater drops back, throws out to the sideline for a screen pass that's sniffed out quickly, and that's going to be the end of the first half. Detroit up over New York 13-7, and that's halftime here from New York.
I think that the Giants came out and they threw that long touchdown pass, and they thought that they had some steam rolling, and then the Lions came out and just said, "No, we're the MVPs, we're the Super Bowl champs, and this is the offense that we're going to give you." And they showed them what they can do with 1 minute of time.
Nice return, takes it out of the end zone up to the 36-yard line, and Bridgewater's going to get a shot here. Haven't seen much from halfback Milner so far this game. Need to get that running game going if they have any shot to get some shots downfield here this half. Bridgewater comes out in an I formation here. Mason to the left, Beckham to the right. It's going to be a play action on first down. Crosser to Coleman. Coleman gets the catch. Mason misses the block there. It could have been a big reception, but the wide receiver Mason really isn't paid to block people, but that could have been a big one here in this game.
Yeah, I like that call by the Giants there. They play action to the right. You don't really think Teddy's going to roll to the left. He just takes a couple steps to the left and he hits a wide open guy. That's a good call by the Giants.
Close formation out of strong eye. Bridgewater's going to throw once again. Throwing downfield, almost picked off. He gets batted down instead by the middle linebacker. Dangerous throw there, and I think Bridgewater knew who he was going to before he snapped that ball.
Yeah, I would definitely agree. He threw that right into a dangerous area, and he's very lucky the Lions did not come away with an interception on that pass.
Should have had a high throw there. Going to be handoff up the middle. Going to be a modest gain of about 3 on the play. Is that right? Was that only the 4th carry so far this game by Milner?
It would not surprise me with how little the Giants have had the ball and how little he plays in the offense so far this game.
Mason in motion, sits down in the zone, picks it up off the floor, and that's going to be a catch, just enough for the first down there. And Giants have moved into Lions territory down to the 32-yard line, so they are getting a little bit of action here in the opening drive of this second half.
Yeah, it's nice to see them move the ball without, one huge play, actually put together a drive. That's what they're going to have to do if they're going to want to compete with the Lions here.
Bridgewater comes out. Coleman, the tight end, in the backfield. It's going to be handoff up the middle to Milner, who gets a good block, tries to put a spin move on. Nothing happening there. Down to the 24-yard line, 7 on the play.
Yeah, those are the good runs that the Giants need. They need to come out and they need to get those big holes for their running back to run through. That was a good play, but the Giants are definitely looking to heave it into the end zone at some point.
3 wide set. Bridgewater under center. Milner in the backfield. The lines are showing blitz, and Bridgewater's checking the play at the line. He's still going to run into the teeth of that defense, and it gets stuffed. Looks like a gain of 2 on the play.
Yeah, I saw that. That looked like it might have been a blitz, but it actually wasn't. And props to Teddy for allowing that play. He saw something I didn't, and picked up some yards there with the running back run.
Lions load up the box here on 3rd and 1. Bridgewater drops back. Crossers coming from both sides. Pressure in his face. He just gets rid of the ball. And it looks like the Giants once again are going to have to settle for a field goal attempt here.
Yeah, I think he was looking for that tight end sit on right in the middle of the field, but the Detroit defense, the linebacker there, played it perfectly. It was like he knew the route before. He just sat right in front of that tight end, completely took it away, and threw off Teddy Bridgewater, and did not allow him to get that pass off to anyone else in time.
So the Lions defense does their job and slows down the offense just enough to only give up a field goal. The offense is about to come back out as they take it from about 8 yards deep in the end zone. It was a deep return, but it pays off as they get out to the 29-yard line. That's where Matthew Stafford's going to come back out and hopefully start leading this offense once again.
Yeah, there again we talk about special teams. They really have the mindset to pick up whatever yards they can, and at that point they're starting at the 29 instead of the 20, and that's really what this Detroit Lions special teams unit has always thought about and done.
Those are the hidden yards in the game when you look back that make a big difference. So Stafford's going to drop back on 1st down, throwing across the field, and that's the number 1 wide receiver, Matthew Hopkins, with a big catch after getting lit up after. Down to the 48-yard line, 1st and 10.
Yeah, Hopkins is not the biggest guy, but he's definitely not afraid to run into the defense and make the tough catches for his team. His team knows that they need him, especially now with Calvin out. So he's definitely not afraid to go in there and throw his body up for the pass.
So a 14-16 run-to-pass ratio right now. So Detroit's quite balanced at this point as they pass again here on 1st down. Throws it to the crossing Matthew Hopkins, who fumbles the ball, but it gets picked up. What could have been a big play there for the New York Giants ends up being a sigh of relief for the Detroit Lions, who still get the 1st down out of the play.
Yeah, we talked about Tim Wright earlier. I believe that's who that was. He's not Ebron. He's not the star. He's not number 1. But, he comes in and he just does things like that. He picks the ball up and keeps the ball going for the Lions there. Tim Wright.
Giants defensive coordinator's got to be just wringing his hands after that play. Hopkins comes in motion across the field, but instead they go back out to the outside for a big completion. That's going to be another 1st down to the 20-yard line. And this Lions offense is rolling like we thought we would see.
Yeah, that was a great route and good timing by Stafford. He hit that right as that route broke, and the secondary for the Giants had no idea.
Stafford's going to flip the play at the line. Walker moves to the slot on the other side. Going to be a handoff to Abdullah, gets to the outside, but sniffed out by the linebacking core, who's not willing to give up much on the run right now. Gain of nothing on the play.
Yeah, I don't think that the Giants are fooled by this run anymore. They know that the Lions are coming out to pass. I think that they know what's coming.
Benson to the left, Hopkins to the right, Walker in the slot. Ebron on the end of the line. Stafford drops back to pass. Ebron sits down in the middle of the field. He throws over it to... And that's going to be to, looks like Walker? Yes, that's going to be to Walker. I thought that was intended for Ebron at first, but it looks like that was just getting it over the head of the linebackers to get to Walker. Nice throw by Matthew Stafford down to the 1-yard line.
Yeah, I didn't think that'd be complete. I thought it was a tight window, but they made it happen.
So here we go. 1st and goal, 1-yard line, and it is a pitch out to Abdullah, who does score the touchdown. And they take your advice this time, Lip, and they run the ball on 1st and 1 and get a touchdown.
Yeah, is that the 3rd time that the Lions have been on the 1 so far this game?
I believe it is.
Yeah, it's nice to see them run it in there 2 times now, pound it in, and then toss it out to the outside. Let your running back outrun the linebackers. That's a good call. I like what the Lions have done here since that first attempt at the goal line.
So Detroit's starting to pull away as the Giants return it from the 1-yard line out to the 24-yard line. And this is where Teddy Bridgewater's got to earn that big contract. Down 10, failure to score at this point or not get a touchdown could be the end of this game as the Lions look to finally be rolling on offense. So this is a big drive for this New York Giants offense. Bridgewater comes out, 3 wide receiver set, Cruz in the slot. Cruz breaks inside, catches the ball, big catch there, and that's going to be a good 1st down play as they take it to the 43-yard line.
Yeah, that was good and patient. He saw that man defense there, broke it, and that was a good pickup. This is where Teddy Bridgewater, like you said, needs to earn that paycheck. He's being paid a lot of money. He had that season where he almost had 40 touchdowns, was chasing that, ended up getting hurt, and didn't get it done. So they're really looking for Teddy to be the guy and finally make that paycheck worth it. They really won a Super Bowl, and they really thought that Teddy would give it to them. So that's why they gave him that much money.
Milner not doing anything there on first down, loss of two, and the ratio run pass is only 6-14 right now. Definitely not as balanced as the as the Lions, and it's showing. Three wide receiver set, bunch to the right. Beckham running the corner route out of the bunch route, gets the catch, moves to the outside, gets upended at the 34-yard line for a first down.
I think what we saw maybe on that play where Hopkins fumbled, if somebody would have just got one block, it would have been a touchdown. Similar situation there. It looked like Beckham was one block away from running for a touchdown, but he just could not get it from his wide receiver.
Four wide set, look for Beckham down in the slot. He's running the post route. Teddy's got all the time in the world. He's buying time. He goes ahead and runs. Would have liked to have seen him pop pass over the top there, as it did look like the guy who sat down decided to run upfield, and Bridgewater just missed him.
Yeah, and just as I was talking about the year that Teddy was injured and then he goes off and takes off, I'm glad that he got to the sideline. He did take a little late hit there, but I'm glad that he got out of bounds and didn't take a huge hit.
Bridgewater to Beckham, who played out of the slot there. Good reception there, and that's going to be another first down here in this drive.
Yeah, I think that they just need to not rush it. Don't try to do too much. You're in this game. The fourth quarter is about to start. You just got to be patient, play your game. Don't get too overwhelmed. 10 points is not that much if you just play smart football and do not make stupid mistakes.
So the Giants looking to respond here to the last scoring drive. Fourth quarter comeback for the Giants. Starts right here, and it's a handoff to Milner up the middle. It's going to be a block there. It's probably a holding call, and that's what it is on Dijon Taylor. And that's going to move the Giants back, and that could be a drive killer, as we were just talking about them finally moving the ball.
Yeah, definitely something you didn't want to have happen. You come out and you're putting together a decent drive, you're about to score, and then you get a hold. That's not good. Not good for the Giants.
It's a tight formation. Beckham and Cruz in the slots, throwing down the field, but that's to Coleman, who just gets in front of the first down marker. Big reception in traffic by Iran Coleman down to the 8-yard line.
He's been a big boss today. He's been a bad boy, catching some good passes for Bridgewater there. I think that he is playing very well, and he wants this win. I think that he's really excited about this win, so he's playing really well right now.
Bridgewater in the shotgun, bunch formation. Beckham on the outside of the bunch. Cruz in the slot. Bridgewater standing there waiting to buy some time. Throws it out of bounds, and he didn't like the pressure that was in his face and decided just to get rid of it there.
Yeah, that was good and safe. At this point, you don't want to, like I said, you don't want to panic. You don't want to push things. You don't want to shove it in there and throw an interception and take yourself out of the game because you have really good field position right now. I like Teddy throwing the ball away right there.
Worst case, you got to come away with 3 here at least to keep it a one-score game. So smart play by Bridgewater. Drops back to look. Sit down. Beckham drops down at the 4-yard line with the ball. Moves it to a 3rd and goal from the 4-yard line.
That was a good play. It's a completion that keeps the ball moving, but I think he had that corner out in the back of the end zone. If Teddy could have thrown a high pass, I think that outside corner was going down into the flat to cover the flat route there. I think that if Teddy could have put it up high, he could have come away with a touchdown there, but we'll have to watch that later.
Cruz in the slot, Mason to the left, Beckham to the right, Milner in the backfield with Bridgewater. Bridgewater checking at the line. Drops back, Cruz crossing the field, gets up, Bridgewater scrambling, looking for something. He's going to run it, and he gets smacked at the 7-yard line for a sack on the play by Darius Slay.
That is not good. That is not what you want your quarterback, especially your $150 million quarterback to be doing. he wasn't even close enough that it could have possibly been a touchdown had he got, a chance to dive or slide or something. That was just an unnecessary hit there, but he's laying it all out on the line, and maybe that is something you want to see from your quarterback.
So Giants salvage the possession. They do get the field goal, so it's a one-score game, but Matthew Stafford's going to get the ball back, and that could be trouble for this Giants defense. They're going to take it to the outside, getting run down. They're going to start the drive at the 19-yard line.
Yeah, this is where your defense needs to be big. They took a corner early this draft. They put a lot of money, a lot of time, a lot of resources into this guy. Him and Amukamara need to come up big and stop this powerful Detroit Lions offense.
I formation, Ebron out to the right, in line blocking. Going to be a hand. Oh, no. It was a play action, but the defensive line for the New York Giants wasn't biting on that as it was an all-out blitz, and Stafford never had a chance there.
Yeah, that's a tough call, but I can see it. I can see the Giants coming out like they did all out blitz. I think that the Lions thought Stafford could get it off sooner, but at least he's not hurt.
Would have liked to see Stafford check to max protect there, but you live and you learn. So Stafford drops back to pass again on second down. He throws the corner route, gets caught, breaks back to the inside for a big pickup on the second down toss there by Matthew Stafford. First down to the 47-yard line of the Detroit Lions.
I don't think that you can rattle Stafford. You come off and you pop him right there, and instead of the Lions running the ball there, they go right back at it, and Stafford throws a beautiful pass down the sideline, and they're not too far out of field goal range here.
Right and Ebron in line, two tight end set, Abdul in the backfield. Motion across the field. It's going to be a handoff to Abdul up the middle, who breaks a couple tackles, gets a pretty decent run there on first down. It's going to be a gain of 5, and not bad play there by the Detroit Lions.
Yeah, I think that even though the stats for him are not through the roof, it's not a very obvious huge game. I just think that the strategy, the things that he has done for this team strategically in moving the ball has been huge in this game.
So they come out, Walker and Benson to the left, Hopkins to the right. Hand off to Abdullah. He breaks to the outside. Good play by the Giants there. They were actually coming on cornerback blitz, so he picked up Abdullah as he tried to bounce outside, and that's going to set up a 3rd and 4 here. New York needs this stand big time.
They do, and that was good by the defensive coordinator knowing what was going to come. They call that cornerback blitz. They need another one right here to come up big, give their offense a shot.
So we get a bunch set off to the left, pistol formation. Stafford drops back to throw, sit down route, and it is dropped, and that could be a big play in this game as it hits him right in the hands. Matt Hopkins wishes he had that one back.
Yeah, and he's made some big plays. He drops one there, but now it's up to the defense of the Lions. We could be looking at a tie ball game here soon, but Teddy Bridgewater needs to make it happen. And like we've talked about, they paid him a lot of money. They have a lot of high hopes for him. This is where he needs to put it all out there. They're going to see the Lions in the playoffs most likely at some point, and this is a great test for him right here.
So the Lions come out in a quarter set, so they're just playing back and not letting anything behind them. Pistol set, Bridgewater drops back. Couple curls on the right. Bridgewater under trouble, and he's going to be sacked. Big play by the Detroit Lions, only rushing. Well, they brought some pressure from the back, but it gets gobbled up by the defensive end there. Good play by the Lions.
Yeah, definitely a great play.
Bridgewater looking down the field, gets it off quick to Victor Cruz down to the 35-yard line. Bridgewater's not going to hurry it up. They're going to slow play this. I'm thinking if they score here, they don't want to give it back to the Lions here before the end of the quarter.
No, they saw what the Lions did with that 1 minute. They do not want to give him any time at all.
Well, I say that, and they go ahead and run a play before the 2-minute warning. Coleman catches the crosser down to the 43-yard line. Giants pick up about 8 on the play, and the 2-minute warning rings. Giants trailing Detroit 13-20 here in New York.
Yeah, this is a big moment here for both teams. The Lions defense, Teddy Bridgewater, and the Giants offense. I'm excited to see what happens.
Motion by Mason. Mason coming across the field on the crosser, and it's going to be caught down to the 50-yard line. Good play there by New York. And the clock continues to tick here, down 7.
I think that they had Coleman there. I think he slipped past a linebacker there right before he got the safety. If Teddy could have thrown it to the outside, I think that could have been a huge gain for the Giants.
Mason in the slot. Bridgewater dropping back, throws it underneath to Coleman, who gets yet another catch down to the 42-yard line. Here we go. Bridgewater's hurrying it up at the line, changing play, barking out orders. Mason still in the slot. Cruz out to the left, Beckham to the right. Bridgewater drops back, throwing it downfield to Odell Beckham Jr. Ball gets tipped. Slay was in great coverage there. Beckham had a shot at it, but it was a dangerous pass. It was almost tipped to the other defender's hands.
Yeah, I saw that whenever they came out. I was wondering if they were going to take a shot, but it looked like the corner for the Lions was over the top the entire time. It didn't look like he had gotten beat at all, and I'm surprised they threw it there, but it wasn't an interception, so that's a good thing for the Giants.
Miller gets upended on the run. They try to run on 3rd and 2, and they're going to come up a yard short, so we're going to see a 4th down attempt here by the New York Giants, and this is going to be the game, folks.
Yeah, this is a huge possession. I'm very curious as to what they're going to do here.
Lions pinching down. Bridgewater drops back to throw on 4th down. It's caught to Cruz crossing in the middle to the 34-yard line. Here we go. Hurry up again. Bridgewater changing the play. Trying to get everybody to the line, get set. 40 seconds left on the clock. Bridgewater drops back. Dumps it off to the back. Milner gets pushed out of bounds. That's going to be a gain of 2. 31 seconds left in this half. Giants and Lions both with 3 timeouts left.
I think I saw Coleman there running maybe a slant from the right to the left, and I saw the Lions linebacker playing it perfectly. I was really nervous that Teddy was going to try to rocket it in there. I'm glad he didn't, went with the safe play.
Ball dropping back. Looking across the field, it's catch, and they're going to call it a fumble. Catch and fumble. I'm not sure he had possession there, but that is going to go ahead and be a completion, but not for much. About a yard on the play. Kind of a crazy bang-bang play there.
Yeah, I can definitely speak from experience that those type of fumbles are definitely confusing, and they will haunt you if they cost you the game. Luckily for the Giants, though, they recover the ball and they keep the drive going.
Did cost the Giants a timeout there, so they do have 2 left. Close formation on each side of Bridgewater, who drops back. Lions only rushing 3. Caught down the center of the field by Mason, down to the 9-yard line. Giants going to call another timeout. And we've got 1st and goal from the 9-yard line with 19 seconds left here in the 4th quarter of NBL Live Week 5, Giants and Lions. Giants got to get 7 here just to get this one to overtime, folks.
Yeah, this is definitely a great game you expected from these 2 great teams.
Bridgewater checking at the line. Throwing the out. Going to be a catch. Toe tap. And they're saying he didn't get out of bounds, so they're going to have to waste a timeout here, and that could come back to haunt them as any sort of sack here. Bridgewater can't take a sack because they're out of timeouts. 12 seconds left from the 4-yard line. No chance to run this ball. It's going to have to be a pass into the end zone.
Yeah, that was costly. I thought that he had got out, but then I saw the clock keep going, and I just could not believe that he was still in bounds whenever he went down there.
Big play here coming up. Bridgewater in the shotgun set, drops back. Looking, under pressure, throws the ball away. No one is around. Victor Cruz salsa dancing in the end zone and sending this one into overtime, folks, as the Giants get the touchdown with 7 seconds left. And it looks like Giants complete a miraculous comeback here on NBL Live.
Well, Sonny, here we are again. You and I doing an overtime game. It is exciting. And look at the Giants. They go to Victor Cruz on that 4th down. They go to Victor Cruz in the end zone to tie it. And everybody talks about Coleman and Beckham Jr., but, Victor Cruz has come up pretty big in huge situations here for the Giants.
And remember, Bridgewater was rolling out of the pocket there. He was under pressure, so he made a big throw under pressure, and that's poise. So Detroit's going to come out. Looks like they're just going to go ahead and run this ball and head into overtime as they hand it off to Abdullah up the middle, who breaks a tackle, puts the move on, but he's going to get dropped anyways, and that could have got interesting there for a second. And the Giants win the toss in overtime, and they're going to elect to receive. So if you're not familiar with overtime, know that the Giants, with the first possession, if they score a touchdown here, the game's over. But if they only settle for a field goal, or if they turn the ball over, the Lions can win on a field goal. Otherwise, the Lions get a possession if they just kick a field goal. So we're going to get some action here, and we may see both offenses. If I'm the Giants, I'm going to milk this thing as for all it's worth. Not settle for just a field goal, because this Lions offense can attack at any time. Going to be a run by Milner to the outside, just not fast enough to get outside, and that's only going to be 2 yards on the play. Milner, 9 rushes, 21 yards, and really not been effective this game.
Yeah, I think if the Giants give the Lions any time with the football, that is going to be most likely a killer, because the Lions offense is just incredible.
Giants dropping back. Looking downfield, he gets sacked. It's a fumble. The ball's still on the field. It gets recovered after getting kicked around in the pile, and that could have been bad, but it looks like the booth does review it, and they say that he was down before a fumble, but still a sack on the play, and an exciting play here on NBL Live Week 5.
That had to have been the longest fumble I think I've ever seen. There was just guys kicking it around, falling all over it, and this sets up a horrible 3rd and 15 for the Giants.
Beckham in the slot, Bridgewater in the shotgun, dropping back, looking down the field, throws it to Beckham and catches the ball, gets tripped up, but Beckham's going to run free, and that's a crazy way to win as Beckham catches ends up being an 80-yard play to win the game.
What
that,
a play.
My friends, that's why you watch the game. NBL Live bringing you these exciting games. Wow, that's a tough way to lose for the Detroit Lions.
It was very tough, but what a play. They had that gap there, and they hit it perfectly, and then Beckham does what he always does. He makes a crazy run after catch and wins the game for the New York Giants.
With that being said, got a couple players to choose from, Lip, but who is our NBL Live player of the game?
We are definitely, after that play, we're going to go with Odell Beckham Jr. That is what big players do in big moments. He had a couple drops here and there, but he also came up with some big plays, especially that last one. He put the team on his back, and he made some great broken tackles, took the ball to the house, and won the game for the New York Giants.
When the lights shine the brightest, that's when your stars come out, and Odell Beckham Jr. just did that here on NBL Live. So congratulations to Odell Beckham Jr., our NBL Live player of the game. I want to thank everybody for tuning in. Make sure you tune in to our next broadcast, as we're going to bring you more great NBL action. For all of us here at NBL Live, I'm Sonny Wiver alongside Lip Ripper. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next week.